The views and opinions of this broadcast do not reflect the views and opinions of Armed Media, New Productions, and its affiliates. Enjoy the show.
Yeah, for some reason or another, you sound a little taller on radio.
If you strike me down, I shall become more powerful than you can possibly imagine.
Welcome to Dad Max.
All right, here we go. This is it. This is it. Are you ready, Lydia?
Yes.
God, it always happens this way. This is the way it always happens. All right, we're doing the podcast now. So this is the seamless intro into the podcast known as Dad Max with TC and Lydia. And Lydia, I swear to God, it's every week. It's like this, right? Do we not know what is going on? We're like, are we on the air? Is this happening? Is the podcast? Are we doing it this week? Is there technical difficulties? We don't know, but we love Jimmy and we love Joe back in Baston. Yeah. So look, here we are. I am TC Elliott.
I'm Lydia.
And Lydia is sick tonight, but she's here. You know, she showed up, and this is the show that if you ever tune in and listen, and my co-host Lydia is not here, if she doesn't make an appearance, then that probably means that she's grounded, and this is probably the only show that would sort of happen. The only show where one host can tell another, like, co-host that she is grounded, and then can't be on the show. So, but we always have this, we don't know, right? It's like a mystery.
Yeah.
It's always like the rough start intro, don't know. There's no intro. We actually can't even hear the music that plays at the beginning. Did you hear something, Lydia? I didn't.
No,
I didn't hear anything either. Okay. So, we always have such a crappy intro, but I can just swear to you now, it's a little rough. It's a little rough at first, but it gets better as you listen longer. But you have to understand, it's not like radio where there's an on-air light that comes on and I push a magic microphone button and we're on the air. It's not like that at all. It's not like radio. And we just kind of sit here waiting to go live, just like Batman, waiting for the bat signal. Like, come on, Gotham City. Let's give me some crime tonight. All right. So, Lydia, are you ready to do this? You ready to kick off the show officially?
Yeah.
You feeling it tonight?
Yeah.
We have a lot to discuss. Are you with us, Lee? I need 110%, like your PE coach.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so go ahead and throw that boomerang. Let's go, Lydia. Let's head out into the wasteland. Oh, yeah. We have first world problems on this show. Post-apocalyptic parenting. All right. So, Lydia, are you in charge of the music tonight? I'm wondering what happened there.
Technical difficulties.
Oh, technical difficulties. This is wonderful. I love it. And I was just thinking, like, why, like, does Monday night suck anymore? Nah. I was actually looking forward to Monday. I always do now. Oh, there we go.
There we go.
There's the music. Now, welcome to the wasteland. All right, so, such is life in the internet wasteland. Two Elliots enter, two Elliots leave. This is Bartertown. All right, so here we go. Question of the night. Are you ready for this, Lydia? Okay, so are you ready for this? First question of the night, and it is, of course, the question of the night. What music they make, and we read comments at facebook.com/TC DadMax with TC and Lydia. I think I actually know our own Facebook address now. This was good. So, I don't even know how you would punish a modern teenager. You take away their phone? I don't know. then in the back of your head, you're like, wait, I got them that phone because I need to call them in case there's an emergency. They need to call me in case there's an emergency. And then so it's like, well, how do you punish like a kid on the wasteland? Anyway, what do you take away their water? No gasoline, no water for you, kids. So we didn't have time last week to do the one finger salutes, but we really do think that, people want to tune in and hear who the 13-year-old is giving a one-finger salute to this week. Isn't that right, Lydia?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't want to do all the talking, and don't just agree with me. I need you to interject. And really, I know you have a sore throat tonight, but I'm really going to need you to step your game up.
Okay.
No, see, that's the wrong answer. Okay.
I'm joking.
Okay. So, Lydia, question of the night is, what was the first concert you've ever been to in your life?
My first concert was probably Panic at the Disco at Blue Bayou in Baton Rouge.
That was an outdoor concert.
Well, yeah, it's the same thing.
I don't know. Is it?
Yeah.
Are outdoor concerts really, they qualify as the same? I don't know. I went to that show with you. I took you there.
You did.
Yeah, so now how old were you when I took you to that show?
12?
12. And this was Panic at the Disco. So this was like last year.
Yeah.
Wait a second. That's not your first concert.
What do you mean?
You went to a concert when you were considerably younger.
What concert?
This would have been when we lived in Lafayette. This would have been, what are we doing? Gosh, what was it? The Cajun Dome, Hannah, Montana. No?
No, that wasn't my first concert.
Yes, it was. What are you talking about? I bought tickets for that, Lydia. What are you talking about?
I was a child. I don't remember anything from that.
What do you mean you don't remember? How old were you? Were you like 6 or 7, right?
No, I was like 3.
Well, you were 3.
No, like 4.
Okay.
3 or 4.
So, but Hannah, Montana, you don't remember going to that show?
I remember not.
Lydia, that is your first concert.
No, it isn't.
Yes, it is.
Not one that I can remember very well.
Wait. So, you're doing you have plenty of time to do this when you're an adult. If you go out and you don't remember the night because you had too much to drink, the night doesn't count. But when you were a kid, you were 4, you weren't drinking. That was your first concert. That was your memory. By God, it better have been. I think I paid $50, $75 for those tickets. And you went to that show. I didn't go with you to that show, though.
No.
But Hannah, Montana. Face facts, kid.
Well,
that's your first concert.
I don't remember it that well, so I don't consider it mine.
But I do.
But you didn't even go.
I did. So what? I don't have to go. I'll tell you my first concert. Look, I think you're just ashamed and embarrassed to talk about your first concert. I think
no,
because it was Hannah, Montana. Now, had it been Miley Cyrus,
that would have been a different story. I would have been proud to say that I went to a Miley Cyrus concert at 4, but she was making different music.
Well, yeah, she was at the time Hannah Montana, owned by Disney, and you were not the only 4-year-old kid at that concert, I would imagine, right?
Yeah, I don't think I was.
Of course, you're trying to block it out.
I'm not trying to block it out.
No,
I can't even remember.
You are. You're trying to block it out because you don't want to remember, because I think you're a little embarrassed about your first concert.
No, the only thing I can remember is me getting upset because I couldn't open a poster that I had bought, just to wave it around and be like, yeah.
Oh, right. Okay.
That's the only thing I can remember.
Oh, okay. Well, we're actually getting a notification that we have bad echo. Are we getting that? Is everyone hearing that? I haven't heard anything.
I'm not hearing
bad echo wise. I'm not getting a bad echo. But either way, we're going to continue on here, and I'll be totally honest with you, Lydia. My first concert was a little embarrassing too, but I actually went with my parents. You went with your mom to the
yeah.
Okay, so here's the thing. I'm just thinking that the first concert for me, and I'm not afraid to admit this, was Bon Jovi on the Slippery When Wet tour.
I don't know who that is.
You don't know who Bon Jovi is?
I mean, he sounds familiar.
He sounds familiar?
Yeah.
Okay, wow, man. Okay, it's hard to explain. Just think of just big hair, the late '80s, tight jeans. That was Bon Jovi.
Oh,
he was basically a human hairdo that sang, and he had some hits. And here's the thing: I will say, if I'm remembering it correctly, Bon Jovi, the Slippery When Wet tour, Bon Jovi with Cinderella. There was yeah.
Cinderella.
I know, it's starting to sound like your first concert at 4. Like, hey, I saw Hannah Montana and Cinderella. Yeah. What, at Disney? Or no, Cinderella was actually like a metal band.
Wow.
Bon Jovi was a metal band from New Jersey, and he had a lot of hits.
You went with my grandma in Bubble to a metal concert?
Oh yeah, I did. Well,
how'd they react?
I mean, it wasn't really like metal, like, like thrash metal or anything, or speed metal. It was like pop metal. I mean, they had a hit. Bon Jovi had a hit like on the radio. It was being played everywhere. And I actually got to meet Bon Jovi at the Lake Charles Airport, the Lake Charles Municipal Airport.
Really?
Got their autographs. Oh yeah. That was a big deal for me. But I just, I don't know if I would remember my second concert, was David Lee Roth with Poison. You see?
I don't know who that is.
You see the kind of shows Lake Charles was getting back at the time, as I am from Lake Charles, Louisiana. Actually, Lydia, you were born in Lake Charles, Louisiana as well, too. But let's talk about your concert the other night. And I want to talk about this because, parents, I think it's so important that you go and experience a concert with your kids, because it's kind of like it's welcoming them to a whole different level. It's kind of like taking your kid to a bar. There's people doing some questionable things maybe in the background.
Weird smells.
What's that? What was that?
Weird smells.
Weird smells like what, Lydia?
Cat pee.
Cat pee.
Yeah. I'm telling you.
What the hell kind of show did you go to the other night?
The Panic at the Disco outside. Oh, you're talking about the one I went to recently.
Wait, okay, but the outdoor show smelled like cat pee?
Yeah, people sweating and just like not wearing deodorant.
Oh, well, that's
yeah.
See, my generation, it smells like Teen Spirit. Your generation was
smells like
cat pee.
Yeah.
Right? Exactly. Okay, so, but I think concert going has just totally changed from like in my day to your day. And I gotta say, like, the first time that anyone was ever doing drugs like smoking marijuana around me and my parents was at a concert.
Oh, lovely.
And it's like, you kind of like, what's that? And you're looking around and your parents looking back at you, and they just got this huge grin on their face like the Cheshire Cat. They're like, oh boy, this is really happening. People are smoking marijuana just, less than 10 yards away from my kid here at the concert. But, the fact that you could go to a show, and you posted these pictures up on our Facebook page, Facebook.com/DadMax with TC and Lydia. Your concert that you saw the other night was the band 21 Pilots, who are very popular right now.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about the show, Lydia.
It was absolutely amazing, and it was so, great to finally see them live after I'd been listening to them since 6th grade.
Mm-hmm.
And just, it's called the Emotional Roadshow, and I definitely experienced some emotional feelings on the road show of that concert.
Here we go. Now let me just say this. I also took you to the Voodoo Fest recently in New Orleans, where one of the main acts that you wanted to see, which, by the way, also a lot of drugs being done around my daughter.
A lot.
So some things never change, from generation to generation. But you wanted to see Melanie Martinez, right?
Yeah.
And then you did see Melanie Martinez.
Yeah.
And after the show, we let you get close to the stage. And I gotta say, Lydia, your pit skills, like going into the pit,
It's just called acting really nice and just awkwardly scooting around everybody.
Yeah, you are like the only kid that I know that could get to the front of any stage at a concert. You do this very well.
Somehow by the end of the concert, I'm at the front.
This is like your mutant ability. This is like your power.
My superpower.
So, but after the Melanie Martinez show, we're sitting back, in our
a little bit farther
in our lawn chairs, like old people, waiting for the kid to come back. When you come back, it's first of all, it's dark.
Yeah.
The sun had set, and we're at an outdoor show. Lydia comes back, and she's crying. She's
sobbing my eyes out.
She's just in tears, and I'm like, "Oh my God, what happened? Okay,
did somebody touch you? Like, what happened?"
Yeah,
that was your main concern.
Oh God,
actually.
that was my first. That's where my mind went immediately. Oh Jesus, who touched you? Where is it? Yeah. So what? Why were you crying after the Melanie Martinez show?
After listening to her also for a while and knowing I had missed the concert. Actually, when I was listening to her in the beginning, I was upset. And then finally seeing her was like seeing a best friend you hadn't seen in like 2 years, and it was amazing. And it's like,
and you were a little emotionally wrought.
Yeah, and people don't believe me, but like she made eye contact with me several times.
Of course she did, Lydia.
Yes.
Of course she did. She looked right at you.
That was probably because my face was really red, and I was also waving my hand the entire time trying to get her attention. Which I recommend, because it works. I mean, hey, it did.
Yeah, and somehow your life was better after that.
Yeah, and then we saw D-Antwoord.
Oh, yeah. Wow. Yeah. Now, I don't know if that's something I would recommend to any parent. Any parent out there, I wouldn't take your kid to a D-Antwoord show, but...
With Ninja and Yolandi.
but we did.
Yeah. And if you don't know who D-Antwoord is, they are a South African band, and they were in the movie Chappie, which came out a year ago.
Yeah, about a year or two ago.
Yeah.
Now, one of the grossest things we saw at that concert that day, with the D-Antwoord stage during the festival, was all of these tiny little Ziploc bags all over the place.
Yep. Also the ravers.
Oh, boy.
Like, dancing.
How did they get all those drugs into the festival when they were checked at the door?
Oh.
The Ziploc bags on the ground.
Ziploc.
Gross. That was so gross. Thank you, ladies. Thank you so much. The Mule Sisters are going to the show tonight. Now, I had to divide the question of the night up into two categories. What was the first concert you saw without your parents? What was the first concert you saw with your parents? I mean, it could be just first concert ever. And that's cool. We'll read your comments up at Facebook, facebook.com/dadmax with TC and Lydia. So Lydia, but I think, am I not mistaken, that the concert the other night that you went to go see 21 Pilots, now that was your first concert without the parents?
Well, yeah, but then also the Panic and Weezer concert. You went with that, but you let me and my friend Lauren go.
No, we were there.
Well, yeah, y'all were far away.
Okay, we're getting a lot of good feedback here at the Facebook page, so I'm going to read some of the comments here. Allison Badley started off with her first concert, Hootie and the Blowfish.
Who?
Yeah. No, not who. Hootie and the Who and the Blowfish, exactly. Thank you. You poor kid. Jesus. Hootie and the Blowfish, that was your first show? Oh boy. And she says also, As I Lay Dying was my first bigger show without a parent. Okay, As I Lay Dying.
I don't know.
Again, where are the crickets? Cue the crickets. I don't know. Jennifer Mays said, every concert I've been to, my dad has been my wingman. Aww. That is so cute. She said, in no particular order, Marshall Tucker Band at the Gretna Fest, Kid Rock, Fuel, Buck Cherry, and David Allen Coe. Wow. Better than Ezra Bush and Tool at Voodoo Fest. Oh, you see, now look, she went to the Voodoo Fest with her dad as well, just like you.
Nice.
Thomas Dalby, wow, and the Avett Brothers and Neil Young at Voodoo Fest again. My question was, Jennifer, you ever going to a concert without your dad? She said yes. Chewies and Bag of Donuts. These are kind of like local bands. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
We know Bag of Donuts.
She also said she came across the lead singer of Rage Against the Machine with the Chewies in La Rose a few years back. Like, wow. That must have been an interesting encounter.
I feel so lost not knowing who these people are.
Yeah, certainly. Now, basically, a lot of people said festival shows they went without their parents. And I find that hard to believe. As a parent, I just don't know if I'm ready to turn you loose like a Voodoo Festival.
You said in high school I can.
Maybe.
Which is so exciting to think about.
Okay, look, Faye Newfield chiming in here. She said, Jose Feliciano. That was her first show.
Who?
Feliz Navidad. That guy who sang Feliz Navidad. Yeah, he was blind, Mexican
My
folks
teacher
here.
in Spanish taught us about it.
Oh, yeah, okay. So she said she went with her brother and his girlfriend, now wife, and yes, it shows my age, and yes, Faye, you're absolutely correct. Now, Claudia M. Martinez Erickson says NXS was her first show. Lydia, you know NXS?
No.
Wow. Okay. Michelle Nazar says Quiet Riot.
Nope.
Nice.
I think the question that I'm going to be answering is, do I know these people?
You probably don't.
Most likely not.
Richard Bones Newfield says Cradle of Filth, which is one of the bands that do the
Oh, I thought you were about to do the
Yeah. With 69 eyes and 3 inches of blood. Thank you, Richard Bones Newfield. I'm not sure if that's the first show you saw or an interesting weekend you had, but John Gibson Blender says Kiss and the Plasmatics. Wow. Now, Lydia, do you know who Kiss is?
Well, yeah.
Well, of course. See, Kiss has staying power. With the plasmatics, John, that is so cool. Wendy O. Williams. I'm liking that Facebook comment real hard right now up at facebook.com/dadmax with TC and Lydia. TC Stouter says Incubus with Primus. Wow, great show. Beach Boys, summer of '84.
Whoa.
Wow. Dude, Phil Martin. Phil, that is a great show. And then the summer of '84, you must have been like, what? In 4th or 5th grade? So obviously he went with his parents to that show. I mean, I just don't know. I know this guy, but I just don't know if in '84 he was even going to his own shows. But now I will say this, Lydia. Okay, first show with my parents, Bon Jovi.
Yeah.
And Cinderella. And so, the second show, also went with your grandma. My mom, back in the day. David Lee Roth, but only because she was a huge David Lee Roth fan. Mm. Yeah. Mm. She wanted his man panties.
Oh, lovely.
So, but the first show I ever went to without a parent, I was in 9th grade, Lydia. Mm-hmm. So I was a year older than you, and it was in Houston, Texas at the Summit, which is now a church, a giant mega church.
Nice.
But this was where I saw Metallica with the Cult. And I'm so surprised that, thinking about it now, my parents just turned me loose. Like, you're in 9th grade, you're going with a friend, and that was basically like your scenario the other night. You went with a little friend without the parents.
Yeah.
But I was going to see Metallica with the Cult, and my parents, I mean, they basically kicked us out of the van or the Suburban, whatever we were driving back then. Just said, have a great time, and they bailed. Wow. I mean, I just, looking back now, it's amazing, because Houston was like, I mean, it still is like the 4th largest city in the United States, and, I just think that, here I am, you're younger, just turned you loose at the Smoothie King Center the other night in New Orleans.
Can I also say I just realized that while we were outside waiting to get inside, people were actually smoking weed.
Oh, wow. That's great.
Outside.
How do you know, Lydia? What do you mean? How do you know? What do you know? Marijuana? What do you...
Yeah, we went to Voodoo Fest. We went to Voodoo Fest. That explains it all right there.
What are you saying? You saying I had something to do with you being familiar with how marijuana smells now? I mean...
No, my friend's house in 5th grade.
What? Jesus. What? Wait, what?
I already told you this. My friend's mom smoked weed all the time.
Okay. That's wonderful.
Wonderful. Right. But hey, we went to Voodoo Fest. Come on. I know. That gets it.
All right. Yeah, okay. Especially during the Sean Lennon show.
Oh,
boy, jeez, wow. Sean Lennon with the guy from Primus, Les Claypool, their band. Great band.
Yeah.
And
I discovered
the Lennon Claypool Delirium had a huge stoner following that day. I'll just say that. And I'm also getting a message from Brignac. Brignac says Melinda's first concert, that's his wife, was Metallica because her grandparents wouldn't let her go to a party that day because they were worried about drugs being at the party. Wow. And they had no clue who Metallica was.
Wow, that makes sense.
So I went to go see Metallica and the Cult in 9th grade. But let me just tell you this, when I went, Lydia, my parents, they didn't have the amenities that they have now when you go to big shows.
Yeah.
For example, when we were dropping you off the other night at the Smoothie King Center, and right in the middle of New Orleans, right next to the Superdome, they actually have the NOPD out there, and they have these huge light up signs saying, parent drop off parking.
Yeah.
Like there's a parking lot designated for parents now where they go drop their kids off. And I'm like, look at this. This is how far we've come.
Yeah.
Our technological advancements in concert going. But here's the thing, you posting those pictures the other night of the 21 Pilots show, that would have never happened back in my day. I mean, you could sneak pictures, you could sneak film cameras in, but there was no place to upload them. And I think now, if you go to concerts, what really annoys me is that people are watching the concerts through their phones.
Through their phone.
They're watching it through their phones.
It's right there in front of you, people. You're watching it through a virtual screen at the same time. What's wrong with you?
It's I can only really appreciate things if they are through an LED screen. It's my bad, man. But it's sometimes it's hey, put the phone down, just experience the now, the show, and the present that you're in right.
Do you remember at Disney?
It was the same way. So
same
weird.
People at
so surreal.
The castle, the light up show where they projected a bunch of stuff.
I
told you, look around and see how many phones are out.
Yeah.
And it was insane.
It is. It's still insane. Very Black Mirror. I will say that. But nowadays, I think that with the advent of technology and concerts, like you could take video, Lydia, you could post video up. But back in the day, they would like take your camera away from you. That was a big no-no. Sneaking, you had to sneak a camera
they almost
into
took
the
my
show.
Camera, the 21 Pilots.
Why?
I don't like. Okay, so
what did you do?
I don't do anything. Okay, so at the Panic and Weezer, I opened my bag and she's like, "Is that it?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And she's like, "Okay, go." But at the 21 Pilots, I opened it and she like pulled my camera out and started yelling like a woman's name, and then nobody answered her, so she just put it back in the bag.
Right.
Like, oh my god, it's a camera! Everybody freak out.
Yeah, you know who has a camera on him right now? Everybody. Thank you so much. Yeah, see, but that, I guarantee you she did that because of the old days.
Yeah.
Sneaking cameras in the concerts, big no-no. And like the promoters or the band managers would like get very upset if you publish photos of, nowadays it's like the floodgates are open. They don't care anymore. Go ahead and post the photos. And it's actually promoting the bands now. I think that's what's interesting about social media and internet nowadays. But yeah, so that is it. We want to hear from you. Right now, we're live. This is Monday night. Hey, Monday doesn't have to suck anymore, huh? Especially live. And I gotta say, if you're listening on the Radio Garden, that is the new way to listen. See the link that we posted up at facebook.com/dadmax with TC and Lydia. Oh, and by the way, we do have prizes. Thank you, Second and Charles. I want to say Second and Charles in Covington is my nerdly paradise.
Yes, I agree.
That's where I want to go there. When I die, I want to go to Second and Charles in Covington and shop for nerdy little things. And I just think that this is like one of the fastest growing chains in America right now. Second and Charles. If you've never been, look, they sell like comic books, video games. They sell vinyl records now, musical instruments, anything. A lot of it's gently loved, and you can actually go and resell. It's like a resale shop, but it's like the greatest store in the Books A Million family now.
What was the place in Arkansas? It's like the same thing.
Oh, that was I can't mention their name.
Oh, you can't?
I think it was like a Hastings, but I think they're closed now.
Yeah.
I want to say they were closing.
I liked Hastings.
Hastings was good. I liked Hastings.
It's basically Second and Charles.
But it's no Second and Charles.
Yeah, it's not.
Second and Charles, and in fact, a big shout out to the North Shore location here in Covington. And if you're listening in New Orleans, it's worth a ride across the lake, across the pond to the Second and Charles here in Covington. Voted #1 for customer service. Hey, and they supplied some prizes for the show here.
Yeah, they did.
And I just want to say, first of all, check our Facebook page because it should be up soon. We're about to post about, we're doubling down on the prize. We're giving away a gaming headset. They also act as, now this is like an $80 value, these headphones.
Yeah.
It's a gamer's headset, so it's got a microphone on it, and you can actually chat with your friends while playing online, or you could just use them as regular headphones, or they even act as Bluetooth speakers, and that's really cool. So you could do that and win that. All you got to do is like us and just like the page, okay? Like the page at facebook.com/dadmax with TC and Elliott. That's how you qualify. But I'm going to tell you what your second grade teacher said. You don't listen very well. You don't listen very well. And a lot of you were liking the post, and we're trying to get 500 likes. We'd like to have 500 likes by the end of the week. And you get qualified every time you like us on Facebook. So go ahead and like us now. And we're going to double down. We have a prize of the Halo Wars 2 for the Xbox One. Brand new, courtesy of Second and Charles. We're giving that away with the gaming headset, Lydia.
Yeah.
So get qualified tonight. Make sure you're listening and get qualified tonight by liking our page and inviting your friends to like our page. And I'll say this, Brignac, you're in the lead right now. Brignac is actually in the lead. He invited a ton of friends. This is how many friends he asked me. It can't even be measured in a number. Brignac told me this today. He texted me. He said, hey, I invited all my friends to my Facebook friends to like your page. And I was like, oh yeah, how many friends? He's like, I don't know, 10 minutes. I'm like, what?
What?
He said, yeah, it took me 10 minutes to invite everybody.
Oh, Jesus.
So it can't, Mac invited so many people that you can't even put a number on it.
Wow.
It's just a time limit. 10 minutes. How many people did you invite? 10 minutes. So he did 10 minutes of invites, and we're seeing some of that now, Brignac, and I'm tracing them back to you as they are the mutual friend of Brignac. So that's how you win. And we're going to give away, I say next Monday. We'll announce the winner on the podcast next Monday, but we want to draw some attention to that. So go to facebook.com/dadmax with TC and Lydia. Like us real hard. Like us right now.
Real hard.
And get qualified. Get qualified for the prize of the gaming headset and the Xbox One brand new Halo Wars 2 video game. So you got that going for you, which is nice. And thank you, Second and Charles and Covington, for donating the prizes and everything. So we really appreciate that. And because we want to make the show a little more interesting, and we know that some of you are just prize whores. Okay? So for all the prize whores out there, this one's for you. So my first concert without a parent, Metallica and the Cult. And I just think it's weird that the place where I saw Metallica and the Cult for the first time is now a church.
Logic.
The place where Ozzy Osbourne did many, many shows in Houston is now a church in Houston. Very strange.
That makes sense.
Yeah, a mega church.
Yeah.
With a food court. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
They serve more than loaves and fishes, I guarantee you as well. So you had the designated parent drop off the other night. You got some good photographs of the show. We posted the 21 Pilots exclusive Lydia Elliott photography up at the Facebook page. And when I dropped you off, Lydia, what did I go do?
You went and saw Logan in theaters.
That's right. I dropped my kid off at a major concert in a major city and went to the movies. Okay. Is that wrong? Now, is that bad parenting?
I don't think it is.
I don't think it is.
I mean, Pilots for me, and it's a movie for you.
Of course, yeah. We both win.
Yeah. Win-win situation.
But Lydia, I want to say this about Logan. Logan is by far, are you listening to me now? The best superhero movie ever made. It is.
Really?
Yes. I will, because it's incredibly dark. It's very real. Even though it's set in 10 years, like in the future, it's still very like gritty, real, almost like too real for a comic book movie. But really good. And Lydia, best father-daughter film ever.
Oh, nice.
We get to meet, and I'm going to spoiler alert. Yeah, if you didn't see Logan, too bad, suckers. Spoiler alert. All right, we get to meet Wolverine's daughter.
That shows in the trailer.
Yeah, I know. Well, okay. So somebody be like, "Great, TC, thanks for spoiling it for me." Good, you're welcome. Take that. So I'm just excited though, Lydia. This is how much of a comic book nerd your father is, right?
Yup.
So I'm excited that my Wild Thing action figure, because that's what they called Wolverine's daughter, Wild Thing, which is a terrible name.
You call me that.
For first appearances, I have an action figure that I bought many years ago, still in a box, Lydia. And I'm just excited that this thing, the Wild Thing action figure of Wolverine's daughter, may be going up in value. Yeah.
Nice.
And I treat my unopened toys and comic books like stocks, Lydia.
Yeah.
But I'm afraid sometimes that this may have rubbed off on you, like in a bad way.
It has?
Well, yeah, because like I gave you a lot of toys and like Barbie dolls, and you never opened them.
Well, those are valuable. Hey, those are actually valuable.
I was thinking, what did I do to my kid, man? I gave her toys, and did I guilt you into not opening? And you were like, oh, Dad
cool.
doesn't open his toys.
No, they're really cool, and I knew in like my 7-year-old mind when you gave me these, I was like, whoa, I can't open these. I can't ruin these. Like,
you still have that Rockabilly Barbie from the Hard Rock Cafe. I gave Lydia a Hard Rock Cafe Barbie doll.
On my 7th or 8th birthday.
Yeah, Rockabilly Barbie with a stand-up bass.
Yeah.
And she never took it out of the box. I was so proud of her, but then I thought, oh, it's sad she doesn't actually play with the toys I give her. Like,
yes, I do. You've given me more Barbies and where I still play with them.
Right. Okay, so I will just say that about that's my review of Logan. I think it's a great film. I think everybody needs to see it, but I will say this about some parents out there. I just don't know if that R-rated superhero movie that's very dark and incredibly violent, I don't know if it's the film to take your 7-year-old sons to or your 8-year-old kids to.
Did that happen?
Oh, yeah. No. Sitting next to me in the theater, Lydia, there were 2 boys with their mom, and that kid couldn't have been 7 or 8 years old. Both of them probably 7 and 8 years old, right? Little boys. Mm-hmm. And little boys love Wolverine. He was my first love. He was. So, I just, in the first 2-3 minutes of that film, this is what your father said, okay? Grown man, over 40 years old, sitting in a theater.
Yep.
And as soon as Wolverine's claws pop out and violence ensues, this is what I said.
Oh, God.
What, are you effing kidding me? I basically did Nicolas Cage.
My God.
What? Are you kidding? Effing kid. I said effing, but I said, uncensored.
Yeah.
I said the F-bomb.
Whoa.
Out loud.
Whoa.
Because I was like, yes, this is the Wolverine movie that fans have been waiting to see. I mean, this was like, and it's the best X-Men movie. I will say that. But this was like, the deep, dark Wolverine X-Men movie. But I mean, I'm talking claws to the skull, into the head. Just incredibly violent, like just massive waves of violence in the first 5 minutes of the film. And there's me cursing next to children in the theater. And I'm thinking, well, that's probably, see, Lydia, I think maybe you, like a teenager, okay, yeah, teenager, it should be okay to go see Logan. Do you want to go see Logan?
I don't know yet.
Wow.
I'll have to
I
think
have failed
about it.
as a parent. I have failed.
Nah,
you had to think too long about it. I failed as a parent. Okay. So there's that. But I think it's okay for teenagers, with a parent. But, taking kids 7 and 8 years old, I don't know, man. I wouldn't have taken Lydia to an R-rated film that that was really so violent. I don't know.
I mean,
yeah.
we've accidentally seen an R-rated movie that we didn't know was R-rated.
We did?
Yeah.
What was that? I don't remember.
Scott's Guide to the Zombie Apocalypse something.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I took you to that and you were, 11?
No, I was 13.
Okay, 13. See? There you go. So you were a teenager. It's
I
okay.
know, but you were freaked out because you're like, oh my God, I just brought her to an R-rated movie. Oh.
Well, yeah, I was. That's a genuine concern, especially the one scene in that film where they grab on to the,
Yeah. Ooh.
the damn zombies, ding dong.
Yeah.
I'll just say that. And while that's happening on the screen, I'm just like, oh boy. Okay. My 13-year-old daughter's sitting here next to me, and so there's that. This kind of reminds me of Mardi Gras.
Yeah, it does.
Which, by the way, we posted your picture up, Lydia.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And now this is getting into New Orleans parenting and sort of, I think, you grow up in Louisiana, you go to Mardi Gras, especially in New Orleans, you're going to see some things.
Yeah.
I mean, your kids are going to see some things too. Not even Mardi Gras. I wouldn't even blame Mardi Gras on this. I would just say driving through New Orleans in a car with the air conditioning on, not even listening to the radio or any loud music, possibly be a scarific experience to scar your child forever in New Orleans. Why, Lydia? Because remember when we passed in front of Lee Circle one day? Tell everybody what happened. Tell everybody what you saw in driving through New Orleans.
There was a homeless man with
Sunday afternoon, by the way.
Yeah. Sunday afternoon, just driving around, and I see a homeless man with no pants on or underwear, just walking casually.
Ding dong.
Yeah.
Just out, just on a, was it a weekday? Was it during the week?
No.
Was it a Sunday?
Yeah, Saturday or Sunday.
There's no ding dongs on Sunday out in public in the sunlight.
For church.
Yeah,
Sundays are for church.
So I mean, like, what am I supposed to do when you saw that and you told me, you're like, oh my God, I just saw, homeless man ding dong.
Yeah. You didn't believe me at first.
I was just like, what the hell, man? She's in the confines of safety in my car, and I'm being a good parent. I'm just driving, and I'm driving safely, and we're wearing seatbelts, and then the homeless ding dong is just out.
Homeless ding dong.
It's just but what do you say? Oh, well, it's not a big deal. It's New Orleans. Anyway, here's the thing. Lydia, I have the picture of Lydia posted up. And I think that some parents across the country might look at this with shock and go, oh my God, are you kidding me? And you posted this picture of your daughter holding condoms. They threw there was one parade float in the New Orleans Mardi Gras this year on Mardi Gras Day.
Yep.
They threw packets of Lifestyles condoms out.
Yeah.
So,
I thought it was a joke for a second. I was like, oh, these aren't real. And then I picked one up and I was like, oh my God, they're real.
Oh yeah. And I think when you first looked at him, like, look at the picture that's up right now on Facebook.com/DadMax with
I was
TC.
laughing.
I don't. You have that look on your face like, what is this, candy? What is?
Well, I knew it wasn't. Oh my God, I knew it wasn't candy. I'm not that much of a.
Well, the condoms were colored. There was a nice green and red one.
Yep.
And maybe you thought they were Christmas candies.
No, I didn't.
Like
I knew what they were.
You're like, hey, those aren't Willy Wonka's. Doesn't know. Willy Wankers. I don't know.
And can we just say the mom next to us picked up a bunch that she found on the ground and gave them to her son?
There you go.
I mean, at least
balloon party, water balloons. Have fun.
Yeah.
Oh God! So wait, that really happened? Another parent picked up condoms and gave them to her kid?
Yeah, she picked up all the ones that she could find and gave them to her son.
No.
And his reaction was just like, "What the hell? Like, why?"
No way.
Yeah.
That didn't really happen.
Yes, it did.
Oh my God, New Orleans. What can I say? It's New Orleans. But I don't think, it's that big of a deal when you live in New Orleans and you go to Mardi Gras, because there was another parade that we saw with a lot of phallic.
Yeah. That one was really fun. I liked it.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. But some parents might see that as like, there's
inappropriate content.
Well, there's something. I will say this about New Orleans: there's a chemical in the air in New Orleans that just destroys Puritanism. I can't explain it, but other than that, that's it. I mean, that's really all there is to it. So, one of our listeners saw the picture, Lydia, and said, took me a while, took me a minute to realize what they were. Smiley face emoji. Phil Martin says, condoms. Damn, only thing they threw in the Lafayette parade was top ramen and moon pie, if you're lucky.
Ooh, nice.
You get ramen and moon pie now. Now the greatest comment on the photo of you holding condoms on the street in New Orleans, Lydia, is from my good friend Rick Kahuna Nesbitt. He says, "Great, she caught a couple of Mardi Gras balloons, and they haven't even been inflated yet. So nice." And they were so nice. It was a good parade. Have a good time that day, Lydia.
Yeah, I did.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Again, failing as a parent, the modern teenager.
Having to wake up at 5:30 in the morning for a parade that
is New Orleans.
Yeah, that's New Orleans, but I was tired.
You were tired. Okay. Well, yeah, and every modern teenager out there right now at this very moment is either, I can bet, hungry or tired.
Or sleep.
Yeah. Okay. So, here's the latest and interesting news. Interesting developments here on the North Shore. Yes, just north of New Orleans, in a town called Covington. We have some great listeners from Franklinton, Louisiana. And I just want to say that Jennifer Mays, you are amazing, okay?
What?
Because she has actually started, she's like my biggest fan, Lydia. She misses my terrestrial radio days, right?
Kids at my school are your biggest fan also.
Well, look, we need to come together. Come together, brothers and sisters, children, boys and girls. All right, Jennifer Mays has actually started a GoFundMe account in which she hopes to raise, together, and she's calling it TC's Army, right? So they want to buy a billboard on the digital billboards here on the highway that has a picture of me broadcasting and says, "Miss me yet?" Yeah,
yes.
And it's sort of like it's a sort of a play on the GOP's campaign after President Barack Obama was elected, and George W. Bush was emblazoned on billboards across the country with the tag "Miss me yet?" And so we were going to do that. We just thought it would be funny, but it's a $2,200 joke.
Oh.
But we could plug this show. We could do like #DadMax on there or something like that, or just keep it simple. I don't know. I just want a picture of me in front of that billboard. I just want to see that and take a picture, and then we'll post that up. And Jennifer Mays, thank you so much for doing what you do. And a lot of people say, TC, by buying that billboard, if you buy a billboard. Now, by the way, the company that owns the billboard, the digital billboards, Lydia, partially owned by the same people that fired me.
Oh, lovely. I think they'd be so happy to put that billboard up.
I just want to see them turn away money. Turn away more money. Go ahead and tell me my money's not good. But if we can raise the money, we will actually post this up at the Dad Max site so we can raise money. All we're trying to do is get $2,200 and get the billboard up. And, some people say, well, TC, you're just being petty. And I am not just petty. I am Tom Petty, and I won't back down. There you go, Lydia. There's a dad joke. Go ahead and take that. Do it. Okay. So, Lydia, there's other things that we need to talk about. We have stuff that we typically write down on the show.
Yeah.
And for some reason here, I have the words butt shave.
Is that like your to-do list or something?
No. I don't. Why would I? Lydia. So, butt shave. What was that? Do you remember? Why did we write down butt shave? What was this all about?
Wrote down butt shave because
Butt shave.
Allison, she does daycare for kids, right?
Yeah, the fiance.
Yeah.
The GF.
The kid. Was it a kid to another kid or a kid to her?
Oh, yeah, okay, I got it. I remember now. But look, you know what helps me refresh my memory and refresh my everything, Lydia? A bottle of Fest Cola. Oh yeah. Let's hear a word from our sponsor right now, shall we? Oh yeah, baby. Fest Cola. What are we drinking tonight, Lydia? Which flavor?
Is it the root beer?
It is not just root beer.
It is the
Pecan root beer.
Oh, I was about to say almond. Whoops.
Okay, and that's the sound of the Fest bottle that we have here live. And you hear that? That is refreshment. That is ice tingling, Louisiana cane sugar sweetened pecan root beer, Fest Cola, hashtag Papa Joe. It's going down. Here we go. Papa Joe, Joe Savino, this was for you.
Nice.
Oh, yeah. Okay. There we go. Fest Cola, baby. You ain't ever had nothing like this in your mouth ever. This is a New Orleans craft soda made with Louisiana cane sugar, and the pecan root beer makes a good root beer float, I'll tell you that. So make sure you check out festcola.com. Now, Lydia, butt shave. I forgot, yeah. We'll keep you apprised of all the latest new insults going around on the playgrounds out there. Okay, but butt shave, I thought that was funny because this kid said it to the fiance.
Yeah.
And the kid thought that it was a bad word.
Yeah.
And like he didn't want to say it because he thought he'd get in trouble. Butt shave.
Butt shave.
But here's the thing. It's not really that a bad word. But
just
I don't
weird.
know. Yeah, it is weird. Where does a kid come up with the word butt shave?
I don't know.
And I looked up the slang dictionary. It's not there. Nothing on the streets about that. I haven't seen anything lately. But Lydia, you ever do that? Like when you were a kid, did you have a like? I'm just remembering one time when I did not know the meaning of a bad word that I heard my parents say one time.
What word was it?
It's a queen mother bad word.
Uh-huh.
Okay, I'm not going to say it in front of my daughter. I have probably.
Yeah, I was going to say, you probably have already.
I have probably, but there's no evidence of that, and you can't prove anything. I'm not going to, I'm going to take the fifth here, basically.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to incriminate myself, but Lydia, this was a major player bad word that I said in front of the class one time because it was a word that I thought meant something else, and I heard my mother say. And it was the C word.
Ooh, snap.
Yeah, and I thought that I was in a play, and I thought that I was being like a hick, like a country bumpkin. I was in a play in front of the class. This was in front of a class, and I thought, well, a person from the country could easily be called a C word. And my teacher was like, "What did you just say?"
Did you say it again?
And I said, yeah, C word, and, like a hick, like a country person, country folk, country bumpkin, and she was like, let's go out in the hall.
Ooh.
Oh, we went out in the hall, and she didn't tell me what that word meant.
Oh.
That wasn't her duty as a teacher, which I would disagree. I think that's the kind of stuff, if you're going to learn something, you learn it from a teacher, because my parents were definitely failing on this at the time. I had heard my mom use this word many, many times before. The C word. The C dash 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 word.
Yikes.
And I said that in front of the class. Was there ever a bad word that you said, that got you in trouble, you didn't know what it, or maybe it wasn't, maybe you didn't think it was a bad word?
Well, I mean, it's not really a bad word, but I called my grandpa it one time and I got a timeout. It was the word butthole.
Butthole?
I called him a butthole because he did something that aggravated me and I got sent to timeout.
So you called your pawpaw
a
butthole?
A butthole.
You got in trouble for that?
Yeah, him and my grandma both gasped.
Now, by the way, your grandma, the one that said the C word in front of a young, impressionable me. Fifth grade or sixth grade. Yeah. Okay, so, but I don't understand why was, I'm just upset. I would have been more upset, Lydia, if, I don't know. You using a bad word, butthole. How old were you?
Like 4, 3,
4? Okay. Wow.
5. I don't know. I don't remember.
Yeah, again, I think that word was decriminalized by the time you were 4 or 5. I'm not sure. But, I just, I wasn't concerned about you really using a bad word. I think I remember they told me about this, but, 4 out of 5 doctors and dentists agree that your pawpaw actually is a butthole. So I would, at least I'm just upset that you weren't lying, Lydia. You were speaking the truth. And time again, we've been proven correctly.
Yeah.
I would have been more upset if you were being untruthful and lying, but proven research has shown that your pawpaw is, he's a butthole.
Speaking truth since 03.
Okay. All right, so the one-finger salutes. Now, we forgot these last week. We can't do that this week. And I'll let you go ahead and give your one-finger salute first, Lydia. Go.
Okay, so my middle finger salute, it might probably be yours as well, but when we went to the parade in New Orleans, there was this guy, like, we were waiting for a friend of Allison's friend, and this guy sitting in his little chair behind us.
Oh, yeah.
He comes up to us and he's like, "Are you guys gonna stand here the entire time?" And Allison's friend goes, "Oh no, I'm just waiting for my husband, actually."
Right.
And so he's like, "Oh, okay." With his little ginger man bun and his little...
Now, not a ginger man bun. He's a ginger and he had a man bun.
Yeah.
Okay. So obviously this guy, and I wouldn't even look at this guy. I'm like, oh my God, because I was going to go off on him. Like, yeah, because he was like, "Are you going to stand here? What, and watch the parade?" Yes, we are.
We're going to see him right in front of you.
Because welcome to New Orleans, idiot.
That's normal, yeah. Like, somebody accidentally stand in front of you, do not tell them, "Are you going to stand there?" Because
why don't you go watch from your Airbnb?
Like, really?
Butthole.
Butthole.
So that's the guy that gets your one finger salute?
Yeah, and then when we were in the parade, we were like, "Wait a minute, where is he?" And we realized that he was still sitting, and so many people were all in front of him.
No. It wasn't just people in front of him. It was black people in front of him. And he was afraid. He was like not about to tell them anything.
Yeah.
I love that. But he took issue with us and are y'all really gonna stand here in front of me in the parade?
Really?
I brought a seat. He brought a chair. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't see your chair there. Sure. Excuse me.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So, along that same vein, I wanted to give out my one finger salute as well. Did you have an extra one from last week that you forgot?
No, I didn't.
Because weren't we supposed to do 2?
Yeah, but I didn't have one last week.
You didn't have one last week?
No, I didn't.
But we didn't have time last
I know.
week, actually. Okay.
We didn't even have. I didn't have.
Well, in the same vein as that guy with the ginger with the man bun, that dude clearly was a hipster.
Yeah.
Right? I have no tolerance for those who subscribe to the beliefs of Adolf Hipster. Okay? Because this is my one finger salute. And I will actually call this is an establishment in Hipsterville, New Orleans, near the Bywater and Marigny areas over there, where the hipsters have basically, I guess they've been kicked out of the French Quarter area. And so they went to go make their own little land of hipster rules and regulations. And now I hate going to the Marigny because and what's funny is all these hipsters will be like, "Oh, what are you, a tourist?" I'm like, "Where are you from? Oklahoma? You're the tourist, pal. You're the tourist." Tourist. You're the tourist. I'm from Louisiana, man. You're the tourist. So I went to this restaurant, Lydia. Swear to God, it was a Thursday, so it was a weekday. It was probably 10 o'clock, 10:30. Okay, and we went to this place called Elizabeth's in the Bywater, which was very renowned for a diner. They serve breakfast, hipster breakfast, hipster food, right? So we go in there, and all we want is coffee first. And we're meeting a client there for Allison Badley Photography. Wonderful photography. If you ever need anything for, engagements, wedding photos, birth announcements, that sort of thing. Allison Badley Photography. Okay, so, but anyway, we went there to go meet a client, and we wanted to sit down. Literally, we're looking at the tiny little dining room, and there were 4, maybe 5 tables with nobody sitting at them. Right? So they said, table for 2? And we're like, no, actually table for 3. And they were like, oh, well, we can't seat you until your party arrives. I'm like, are you kidding me? You're like a step up from Waffle House.
Like, really?
Like, really? Should I check with the concierge? Really? I mean, come on. Do you, and I mean, it's like, oh, I'm sorry, are you a fine dining restaurant? And I can understand maybe a fine dining restaurant doing that, having that rule, or if it were like peak hours breakfast on a Saturday for brunch or Sunday. But this was a Thursday. It was 10 o'clock. Breakfast was over. The rush was gone. All we wanted was coffee while we waited for our client. And so we're there, and she tells us again, oh yeah, you gotta wait. So I had to go order coffee to go and drink it outside. And boy, let me just tell you, that was the most bitter cup of coffee because I was angry. I was angry just drinking my black coffee, just, oh, God damn it, son of a just drinking it down, just angry. And so when our guest finally shows up, they seat us at literally one of the tables we just passed to go get the to-go coffee.
Wow.
But we couldn't sit at it because, hipsters got
party didn't
because we follow Adolf Hipster, and Adolf Hipster says we can't seat you until your party arrives. I'm like, I'm sorry, do you not serve eggs here? Maybe with a side of heartburn? Do you not have a greasy spoon in that? You're a freaking diner. Just sit us. We're gonna wait. Just seat us, please, and we're gonna have a sit down, have a little coffee, and wait for our friends. If that's okay with you, Hipster. So to the Elizabeth's Restaurant in the Bywater of New Orleans, okay? The hipster subdivision there. There's a big chunky monkey finger for you. Grab onto that chunky monkey finger with your little monkey hipster hands. All right, can you feel that? You hear that? That's the sound of a middle finger on the air right there on the microphone.
Yep.
And if I was in front of you, the little hostess that looked like a Koopa from Super Mario Brothers with a little mushroom haircut, I would put this middle finger under your nose and say, hey, smell that. You smell that? Smell that. Okay, so there's that. All right, so that is pretty much the show. Episode number 3. And we got to get out of here pretty soon. But Brignac just chimed in. He said, I invited 1,561 people to like your Facebook page.
Jesus
Yay! Brignac!
Christ.
Brignac, I have a feeling, pal. I have a feeling that you're going to win the big prize, and that's coming up next Monday. So if you want to qualify, make sure you invite all of your friends to like our Facebook page. Don't like the posts, like our Facebook page. And you can look at the post right now. We just posted up the picture of the prizes, and the prize pack has doubled. We've doubled down on the prize pack. We're giving away the gaming headset, and we're giving away the Halo Wars 2. Now, the picture that you see there, the cell phone and the Second and Charles Cup, is not included with that. So we're going to announce the winners next Monday. So if you want to qualify, go to facebook.com/dadmax with TC and Lydia and like our page and invite your friends to like our page. We want to have over 500 likes by the end of the week. And we can do that. I know that we can. So, and we will mail this prize out to you. Don't worry about that. It's our postage. You don't have to pay postage. And it's free, absolutely free. We're giving away the Geotech FL400 wireless gaming headset. Thank you, Second and Charles of Covington. Plus, we're also giving away the Xbox One, brand new, still in a wrapper, Halo Wars 2. Now, Lydia, is that a good prize? Are we giving away good prizes here?
Yeah, I think it's a really good prize, actually.
Yeah, the Geotech gaming headphones and speakers, plus a new copy of Halo Wars 2 for Xbox One, giving it away and giving you a chance to win up at facebook.com/. Come on, Lydia.
Slash
Dad Max with TC and Lydia.
Yeah. I knew that.
All right, because there we go. All right, so look, we're getting a lot of activity up at the Facebook page. I appreciate everyone who listens. Make sure to share and invite your friends. Make sure and like real hard. Getting still a lot of comments up for the first concert. Ted Carlson says Bare Naked Ladies. Brignac says Slipknot. That was his. Janie Valley says, sadly, Nickelback was her first show. But she won tickets off the radio. So, there's that. Okay, so, a lot of fun. Anything coming up next week, Lydia, that we could maybe tease people about?
Not that I know of right now.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Okay, no, we're good. Oh, I just wanted to say, if Adam Carolla, if you are listening, thank you. We did catch the attention of Adam Carolla this week on the West Coast.
Woo.
Yeah, all right, so thanks for listening, Adam. And by the way, we don't have a sponsor for the show. We'd love another sponsor, the alcoholic beverage kind. That reminds me, next week, Lydia, drinking in front of your kids. That's on
Oh,
the table.
yeah.
And we're going to have a real-life alcoholic on the phone line, and author Forbes West will be here. I'm actually going to be drinking on the air in front of my daughter, but it's okay. We're raising alcohol awareness, or maybe alcoholism awareness. Not sure. Okay, so Lydia, let's tell everybody goodbye. I've been them a fond adieu.
Goodbye. Thank you so much for
Yeah, a little
listening.
late.
All right, thanks, guys.